Greetings, dear viewers. Today we are going to be getting into another ranked multiplayer match, or ranked 1v1 match. Just going to jump right into this one, hit play, and let it matchmake me with somebody. Now, this is probably going to be the third video or so since I started doing this. So for a second, this is the third one. And you folks, I'll put it this way. I've only had the first one up. The second one hasn't come out yet. It's scheduled. But at the time of this recording, only one of these ranked videos, these recent ones, is out. Okay, so we got a Protoss player here. And you folks seem to be pretty pleased.
We require more minerals.
And I have to say, that pleases me too. Give this guy a GLHF. Alright, so this map looks pretty interesting. Now I have to admit, today I'm feeling a little bit on the inattentive and somewhat sluggish side. It's just one of those things that's happening right now. I really can't explain it. Sometimes you're just going to feel that way, though. I suppose. Jump into an extractor here. So I don't know how that's going to affect my play. Like, even right now, I'm not finding myself able to focus that much. But it is something that I just felt like playing. I was working on something else, then I felt the urge to play Starcraft. So, I mean, even if you're not feeling in 100% the, like, even if you're not feeling 100% on any particular day, you can't really let that stop you from playing, right?
We require more minerals.
So here's what I'm doing. Trying to follow up with the same build. I think we've got these two drones, get up to 17 supply, and then we save up some minerals and gas, and then get all the stuff that we need to get. Alright, so we're up against a Protoss player here. And I think that means we're going to want to try and watch out around our expansions, look for any pylon rushes or anything like that. But since I don't really see a need to do that at this exact point, I'm just going to kind of lay low and chill. Okay. Now I can... Well, you know what? I'm going to keep 3 on gas this whole time. I'm not going to pull them off gas when I get enough for this. For the metabolic boost. Okay. Zerglings and a Queen. These will be group 2. And then we'll have them rally right over to the Protoss base. Maybe we can get right in. And of course we're going to want an Overlord immediately. There is that probe. That scout probe seems pretty late to me. So I got that scout probe moving in. We got one drone chewing on him. Probably send one Zergling back here to chomp down on him. And we'll pull this drone back. We'll let that Zergling keep an eye on him while these Zerglings will become group 2. And now, while that's going on, since I have so many minerals now, I'm just going to go ahead and expand. Now, I don't know if this is the... Okay, no, that's the third expansion, or the third base. Oops, I changed my Queen to group 5. Didn't mean to do that. And let's follow up with some more Zerglings, because I'm feeling like I'm pretty far behind. Because of how slowly I feel like I'm playing right now. Alright, forces are under attack. He's got his photon cannon, he's got a zealot out, and he's got his wall up. So his expansion is going to be right here. We're going to come hang out. Aha, he just started it. Got it. Get this Zergling on him. He's got one zealot coming in. Gonna get some Zerglings coming out over here, though. While this Zergling moves around, let's get some more Zerglings on the way. Oops, gonna lose an Overlord. That's no good. Metamorphosis complete, okay. Oh, that zealot hits hard. Alright, let's come take a look over here. Get that zealot off me for a little bit, and have this guy come watch. Meanwhile, gonna hit all this stuff. Get this Zergling also in group 2. Have him come attack. We got one zealot trying to drag me over there. Okay, we got more Zerglings coming in. Alright, so we need more Overlords out, actually. And she needs to do this. While this is happening, I'm going to get a Roach Warren, because I want that. Oops. Taking a lot of damage here. Alright, this is more like it. Going to surround all these Zealots. We don't want this expansion to get up. He's trying to expand, he's trying to do his thing, they're trying to drag me over here. Let's go ahead and crush this pylon. Go ahead and crush this photon cannon, actually. We don't want that up. That's going to kind of wreck us. Gonna get some drones up while we do this. Gonna stop that zealot. And he's got his mothership core out that can send my Zerglings packing a little bit, but that's fine. Alright, in the meantime, we do have this Roach Warren coming up. And she can do this. Now, it's time to pump up to a lair and get as many roaches as we can. We're gonna rally them over here. I just want to keep as much pressure as I can on my opponent. And while we're building those up, we're gonna get more drones and stuff like that. We're going to try and get some more economy. So this guy is able to wall in. My previous opponents weren't able to do that, and I feel like I don't know how to deal with that well right now. I don't know what I want to get after this. I think we're just going to go for Hydra, Roach Hydra right now, but I don't really know what to make of that yet. Now, I'm not going to be able to stop that mothership core. Okay, so we came out and cleared out my units there, but we do have some roaches on the way. And that mothership core can't really do too much. I'm going to try and get the roaches into his mineral line. Saw a zealot. Gonna pop that zealot with some roaches. Okay, he knows we're coming, but I might be able to get my roaches back here and have them hold position. Let's see what happens. Meanwhile, since we have our hive popping, I'm gonna put my Hydralisk again down, get her to do this, get me another queen, and let's get, because I know Hydralisks take a lot of gas, let's get as many extractors up as we can. Now let's take a look at how my roaches are doing. My roaches are doing fine. They can sit back here and prevent his expansion from mining. Okay. Stop that zealot. And I believe it takes the mothership core energy to be able to attack. It does. Okay, so we got some free kill probes over here. We can pull our roaches back. So he's having trouble keeping up right now. Meanwhile, I've got a decent amount of minerals and stuff stockpiled. We're gonna get muscular augments there and reconstruction for my roaches. Also, we can get a pack of zerglings and get them moving right here actually. These guys are just gonna go in there and do what they gotta do. They'll go in with these roaches, I guess. Okay. Alright, now we need to drone up, because I don't have a whole lot in the way of drones. So there go the zerglings. But we do have upgrades coming in. We're going to upgrade our level 1 attacks as well. Oops. Okay, and here come the zerglings. Yeah, he knows that I'm right outside his base right now. But I do need drones. I'm forcing him to produce army right now rather than economy. He's got a lot of defense. He's got a pretty decent amount of econ as well. So I've put a lot of units out into the field, and they haven't really gotten a whole lot done. So let's build up our drones. Let's go rush a zergling in here. Let's go take a look at his third expansion out here. Okay, he hasn't expanded yet. And we can get our zerglings moving back over here. Okay, he's gonna attack my overlord. Gonna get another one. Okay, he's trying to clear out the overlords all around his base. So I'm getting more overlords to replace those in case he takes those out. And of course we're getting even more drones at this point. Oh wait, he's got his attack coming into my base now. Didn't see that coming. Okay, well this one turns out to be a loss. I don't think I can recover from this right now. So my early aggression didn't work, and that's generally how I like to try and win these games, and I just got my zerglings attacking each other, so that's cool. So I'm going to go ahead and say GG on this one. I'm going to hit F10 and N to surrender. Maybe I could have come back from this one, but maybe not. What I want to do is I want to go back and I want to watch this replay. So we know we lost that match. I'm going to hit watch replay, and I want to see what's going on here. He's a gold player. I'm a silver player. You can kind of expect that we're going to lose here. He was able to wall in effectively. Let's see. I'm going to watch things from everyone's point of view, but we are going to speed things up a little bit to faster times 2. I gave him a GLHF. He gives me a GLHF, so that's very cool. Alright, so we're going to hit the production tab and see who's building what at this particular point. Up here we can see his minerals in the red and mine in the blue. And we can see what exactly is going on at any given point in the game. Now, let's see. He's got his pylon. He's starting his wall off. Meanwhile, I'm getting my gas and getting my spawning pool. You know, this is all pretty standard stuff. Now, I want to see what he actually does. He gets his assimilator next. I've got my overlord on the way. He gets his probe ready and drops his forge and gets his probe moving out. It's a really good start against the Zerg player, I would imagine. It was a really good start against me because I wasn't able to apply a lot of pressure, and I wasn't able to stop his expansion either. Alright, so we have my overlord moving out. His probe goes out there, and this is the probe I was waiting to see earlier, actually. But I guess my previous opponents were just sending out early probes, because this doesn't necessarily seem like a late probe to me, like I said it was in the game. Alright, so we got a drone on him, we got one Zergling back. Maybe I shouldn't have pulled that Zergling back, but we've got some Zerglings going back, and what's happening over at his base? We're both at a pretty decent number of minerals and supplies, so we're kind of even in that regard. So I'm trying to pinpoint the point where I fell behind here. So I move up, and my Zerglings take a pounding. I do some damage to a Zealot, not really. And then I pull back with a Zergling here, and this is where I spot his expansion coming up. And again, our minerals and gas are still pretty close to tied. I lose an Overlord there. I needed to not lose that Overlord. That's 100 minerals that I didn't have for this early game. My Zergling is running around. I did well here, where my Zergling was... my Zerglings were over here keeping tabs on him, and here I'm trying to deal damage to expansion. He does a good job in holding me off, though. Now, I'm going to pause right here, because this is where things start to go awry, in my opinion. I've got 600 minerals. I'm supply capped because I lost an Overlord. He's got just about 500 minerals, no, 450 or so. And 150 gas. How many workers does he have? Let's see. I can bring things down right here. Let's see. Oh, observer shortcuts. Control I. Army supply. Okay, what's Control I? Oh, cool. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. So we can look at that. Active forces. Okay, these are all things I'm going to have to look at myself at some point. But what I really wanted to look at was income, I guess? Harvesters. Okay, income is a good one. So he's sitting on 21 harvesters, whereas I'm sitting at 16. Alright then, so that explains it. And this number right here, the mineral number for both of us, is how many minerals we have coming in each minute. So, and that same thing for gas as well. So he's actually got 21 harvesters going, which is to be expected considering he's got a Nexus. He's got this chrono boost that allows him to get out probes faster than I'm able to get out drones. You know, it's kind of, you know, I know it's weird to say because Zerg have larvae and we can produce 3 drones at a time, but at the same time we've also got to be able to produce things like Zerglings and stuff. Now, I didn't necessarily have to go this same build that I usually go. This is just a build that I'm comfortable with, and I'm going to stick with it for a while and, you know, try and master it. But there are other builds that I could be doing that would get me as many drones as he's got workers, as he's got probes. So that's interesting to see. I like that. Alright, so anyway, we see here at this point in the game, 3.5 minutes in, he's got more harvesters than I do, and they're producing for him. He's got a single gateway, but he does have defensive structures he was able to use. He was able to kite me back with this Zealot very well. Alright, I'm actually going to go back to normal speed. Well, it's faster, but that's the speed that it's normally played at. I'm going to unpause. So I'm dealing some damage here to this Nexus. He's trying to destroy these rocks. He's not really. He doesn't really want to. He's placing down a photon cannon and a pylon. And we've got him coming up to trying to defend his base here. I probably could have fought him with these Zerglings destroyed. I tried to get the surround off, actually. I do get one Zealot, and then I focus on that photon cannon that's coming down. I try to focus over here as well, but trying to surround him over here means I'm going to be fired on by the photon cannon. So he kites me back, see this photon cannon come up, and then I take it out. Meanwhile, I'm losing harvesters. Notice I've lost a harvester over here. I went down to 15 because I started to build a roach warren, and I didn't replace that drone. So what this tells me is this game I have focused, or I've devoted too much of my early larva. Like, I don't have any larva down here, do I? There's like, what? How many of them? There's 2 of them there? Yeah, I invested a lot of my early larva into military that didn't really get a whole lot done. I should have stopped after that first attack, pulled back, and then tried to focus on my economy as well. Knowing that he was focusing on an expansion-based build where he gets an expansion fairly early, he's getting econ and he's not getting military yet. Knowing that, I knew that he wasn't getting military. I should have pulled back and because he had defenses up already and built up some of my own econ, which is what. Okay, so I learned a lesson this game. If I see my opponent expanding pretty quickly and I can't punish him for it, which I really can't at this point. This attack, I probably should have made this attack. This is fine. This is an okay attack right here. Because I stood a chance at being able to punish him and take out his expansion. In which case, I would be ahead, or at least even, if I could have taken out this expansion with this attack. But after this attack, I should have pulled back and devoted more drones earlier. Which I did catch in the middle of this game. I did catch the fact that I was low on drones, and then I started working on that, but I started working on it too late. So I should have caught on to that sooner. Okay. Let's continue watching the replay and see what this is all about. We do get that photon cannon, but then his mothership core comes out. Bam, that's at 4 minutes. So I've got to be aware of that. Actually, knowing that his mothership core comes out probably at around 4 minutes, which can shut down my Zerglings because it can attack from the air and it can overcharge these pylons. And the pylons can start attacking me. Knowing that he's got all of this defensive power, maybe I shouldn't have made this attack. So I learned something from literally 1 second to the next. Well, 1 moment to the next here. 1 minute to the next. I learned I learned something here. I thought a second ago that this attack was okay, but now that I know that his mothership core comes out at about 4 minutes, I should probably anticipate that, which means I need to change up my strategy against Protoss players overall. My strategy is to try and apply early pressure, but most players are going to wall off so that I can't do that. So if I want to apply early pressure, I need to find another way to do that. I don't have that just yet. But the mothership core comes out, and this is my first time since playing Starcraft in a while, watching a replay and analyzing it, you know? So maybe I'm incorrect about the mothership core coming out at 4 minutes. Maybe it can come out sooner. Maybe it comes out later in other builds, but this time that's something that I'm taking note of. Alright, so it comes out, it starts dealing damage at range. This pylon is overcharged, it's dealing damage to my Zerglings, so I lose a good deal there. And then at this point, let's go to the production tab and see what I'm actually building. Well, at this point, we can see that our minerals and gas, I've actually got more minerals and more gas than he does. So what should I have done here? Once that attack was over and I had failed it, what did I do? I don't have anything in production right now. We can see that in the top left. What did I actually do? Now, knowing that I can look at this with 2020 hindsight, what should I do at this point? Right now, that attack has pushed me back. I know he's building an expansion, but I have an expansion already, and it's also up and running. In fact, we're even. We're sort of even. I have only 3 fewer harvesters than he does. So we're actually still pretty even in this regard. So what I should do is, actually, I don't even know what I should do at this point. Let me think about that. What's he gonna do next? His next step is to build up his economy and his tech alongside. So I should be building up econ and tech. My idea was to go for roaches and hydras, so I think I should be concentrating on that. So knowing that I need roaches and hydras, I should probably just be droning up and keeping an eye on him with overlords and zerglings to see what he does next. So yeah, I think that's what I should do at this point. But what did I actually do? Let's see. Let's unpause. I started producing roaches, which was not necessarily the play that I wanted to make. It's probably all right, because I might need something for defense in case he makes a counterattack. But I think the better bet would be to get drones instead of roaches right there. And if I needed roaches later, which I could find out with these scouts, because these zerglings can scout for me. If I needed roaches later, I could have built them. But drones were probably far more appropriate in this case. So we got some larvae coming out there. He's building 5 gateways now. Alright, so I know that I can expect to see gateways come out as soon as we see this expansion finish. He's not building up probes just yet. He is one at a time, of course, as they need to do. But 5 gateways go down. In the meantime, I'm getting a lair when I should have probably gotten drones so that I can have a stronger income. I now do have a stronger income, so I did build drones here. So I don't know. Look at our incomes. I'm gonna go ahead and pause here. It's pretty much exactly the same. Yeah, we are exactly even right now. I'm making he's making 1,063 minerals and 156 gas every minute, and I'm pulling in 1,063 minerals and 156 gas every minute. So we're exactly even right now, except he's got those gateways, and I'm getting this. I'm guessing. Well, what actually finishes me off here is an attack. He generates 1 wave. Okay, here come my roaches that I built. These roaches should have stayed at home. I was able to move my roaches back here to prevent him from mining up. And then he starts building cannons. He wants to put defense. This right here, this little move right here where I've got these roaches back here to prevent him from mining. It's cut his income down. He's now like 200 minerals a minute behind me. So I don't know what to really make of that right now. But here comes the mothership core, which I guess just has an attack? I didn't know the mothership core could attack. I thought it required energy to attack. But apparently that's the oracle that I'm thinking about. And then he overcharges a pylon to deal with these roaches, and I'm trying to pick off some probes. I might have gotten 1 or 2 probes there, but then he gets his probes back mining. And let's check out the production tab. He's making probes and he's getting an upgrade. He's researching melee weapons 1. Meanwhile, I'm picking up... Okay, this was a mistake right here. I'm picking up 3 spore crawlers when I really could have gotten by with 1 right here and 1 right here. Oh no, I'm picking up 5. I'm picking up 6 spore crawlers. That's right. So the fact that he had 1 mothership core, which might come harass me, caused me to overreact. That's what these spore crawlers were for. I wanted these to be able to protect my drones. I didn't want him to come out here with his mothership core and be able to attack my drones freely. But really, one spore crawler at each base would be enough to protect me from that. Plus, I've got queens. So really, I didn't need to make these. This is 6 drones that it cost me. Plus, at the same time, I also made 3 extractors, which are not currently harvesting gas. But I made 3 extractors, so we're looking at 9 drones that I just put myself down in deficit. I just put myself in deficit here. I don't really want to say I put myself down in drones because okay, I'm talking too fast. I don't really want to say I put myself down here because, okay, I don't really want to say I put myself down in drones here because I am using them for something. But that is workers that I didn't have. I didn't have a surplus of workers. I didn't have enough workers to be able to do this all at once. We'll put it that way. There we go. That's a pretty clear way to spell it out. Now I'm at 15 harvesters versus his 30. And then we have like another 2 minutes left to go in this game. So that's a mistake right there. It's very easy for me to look at this map or in the middle of a game, especially one where I feel nervous like this one, like I did in this one. It's very easy for me to look at one of these games and feel like my opponent is way far ahead. But I've got to remember, a lot of times we're probably even. Okay, so now I've got to start making drones. So the reason I felt like I was so far behind in drones and I wasn't pulling in a lot of resources was because I actually spent my drones way too quickly. I turned them into buildings way too quickly. Really, I could have gotten away here with 2 drones worth. Maybe 3 if I wanted 1 extractor, but I didn't need to do that. Okay, and I'm also investing more into attacking. So we should have stopped attacking a long time ago. When we failed to take out this expansion the first time, we should have just pulled back. But now I've got units out here, and then I invest another attack and all of that. And seeing what we saw already in this preview, we really know what happens at this point. I'm not going to try and learn a million lessons with this replay. I'm going to try and take one solid thing away from this. Also, he's got a pylon down here, and that is where he's warping in his units. See, this is right here by my base. This pylon is right here by my expansion. So that's how he gets his units there so quickly, right past these guys. So I've got to keep an eye out for that. So, alright, I'm going to take 2 solid things away from this game. I want to take 2 solid things away from this. Number 1 is don't over-invest my drones. Okay, 3 solid things, I guess, because I'm capable of taking away 3 things from this, and I can kind of work on those on games when I play games in the future. But I don't want to over-invest drones in unnecessary defense like this. I do think the spore crawlers were fine. I realize in the top tiers of play, you need every last mineral and every last unit of gas. So they tend to not get these a lot of the times, but at my level, I think 1 is okay. I can pick up 1 at each mineral node to prevent him from coming and harassing me with oracles or mothership cores. So I think those were okay. So I'm not really going to worry about those too much. However, I don't want to overinvest with the extra 4. Alright, so that's something for me to note. I need to work up to my Hydralisk slowly and not try and get all of the extractors I need right away either. So we'll keep that in mind. The second thing that I want to take away is after I harass 1 time, if it fails, if I didn't do well with it, and there are multiple definitions for doing well with harassment, but if I didn't do well with it, I should pull back, focus on my econ, maybe build a little bit of army that doesn't attack, so I can have something for defense, and then maybe expand. So, okay, harass early, that's fine. Maybe I can get away with something, but if it doesn't work, pull back and adjust. Alright, and the third thing I want to take away from this is scout out around my base. Use those overlords. I've got overlords sitting right here doing nothing. If I had an overlord right here, or out here, I could have spotted that coming. Even if I lose those overlords as they're scouted, at least they'll give me some information about where my opponent could be. Alright, so these are the things that I'm taking away from this particular game. Alright, so anyway, we know that this attack that I've got going in right now shouldn't be going in there right now. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 Zerglings should go check this out to see if he's expanding here, in which case I'll know that I can build army. But in this case, I sent in a ton of Zerglings looking for that expansion that might be there so I could take it out quickly, and then I tried to get my Zerglings out of there. And then he comes and takes out all of my scouting overlords, and then we can just tick this on to faster ×4 because he sends in his army, and that just about does it for me. Pause! I'm going to pause right here before the game ends and take a look at what's actually happening. Yeah, my harvesters versus his harvesters were far too low at this point. There would be no way, even if I could muster up an army big enough to take out this little attack of his. Even if I could muster up an army for this, once I destroyed it, he would have way too many minerals. He would have way too much income for me to be able to keep up with him at this point, so I'd have to replace drones, make more drones, and try and defend at the same time. So I GG'd at the appropriate point. I was a little worried I GG'd a little early, but no, I GG'd at the appropriate point here. So we're going to go and do that. I say GG, and then I leave the game. Okay, so that's what I learned from this particular match. We will go ahead and quit this replay and call this video finished. Alright then, well, I hope you folks enjoyed this. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you folks next time.